Tehuti Maa Divination, from Kamet to Hoodoo. Related image. In the stela of Nefer-Renpet we see the Netoro, NTR, god Tehuti sitting in his sacred bark. Tehuti is the male force of divine wisdom in creation. He is the divine spokesperson or mouthpiece of Amunet and Amen, the great mother and great father supreme being, as well as Ra and Rate, the creator and creatress. Note that Seshat is the female force of divine wisdom. When we want to know what is in harmony with divine order, what thoughts, intentions, and actions are or would be a manifestation of divine wisdom, we attune to the Netoro and Netorit, Neter and Netert, NTR and NTRT, male and female deities of divine wisdom, Tehuti and Seshat, for guidance. The message they transmit to us, plant into our spirits, is a message which allows us to see the circumstance, event, individual and or entity in proper context and how to move forward. This could be for healing a physical illness, a spiritual illness, a societal or communal fracturing, and more. Tehuti takes the form of his sacred Akinaboa, animal totem, the Habui, ibis, crane, on the stela. Next to Tehuti is the Netoro, deity, on in the form of his sacred animal totem, the baboon. On is offering the Ujad Heru, the Eye of Heru, to Tehuti. The Eye of Heru is an Asuman, talisman, is also a shrine. The left eye of Heru was injured when the Netoro, god, Heru battled the Netoro, god, Set. It was Tehuti along with the Netorit goddess, Het Heru, who healed the eye. The left eye of Heru is the moon while the right eye is the sun. When the moon goes from full to half to crescent to new moon, the moon, eye, is being gouged out or injured. When the light returns to the moon and it fills back in, the eye has been healed or restored. The moon reflects the divine light of the Aten, sun, so that we can see in darkness. This is Tehuti, spokesperson, reflecting the divine illumination of Ra and Rate to us so that we can see our way through blindness, ignorance, and make the proper, wise decision which is in harmony with divine order. Related image. Moreover, the gravitational pull of the moon affects the rising of tides on Asaw's earth. The increase in water, an increase in fullness, is akin to spirit possession, going under. Water is recognized in ancient Kemet and across Africa, Africa, as a gateway to the spirit realm. The messenger Netoro, deity, on proffering the Eye of Heru, the moon, to Tehuti, who wears the crescent moon on his crown, is part of an oracular divination ritual. The Eye of Heru is the divination vessel through which Tehuti, the high priest, gazes to learn what spirit forces are affecting the issue in the physical world. This symbolism is critical to understand because it references a functional reality within the ancestral religious practices of our people, ancient and contemporary. In the Akan tradition amongst the Balay subgroup of the Akan in Ivory Coast, West Africa, Africa, we find that the very same sacred monkey is the assistant of the Obosumfo, high priest. The oracular sculpture shown here is found on the shrines of Akan diviners. The monkey is holding the divination vessel. This is the Eye of Heru utilized for divination, including water gazing, so that the Obosumfo priest can communicate with the Abosum and Nananam Ensamanfo deities and honored ancestral spirits. Related image. The same is true in the Yoruba tradition in Nigeria in West Africa, Africa. We find that the Orisha, deity, of divine wisdom Orunmila Tehuti in Kemet, had a pair of twins with his wife Paragunlul. The twins were male and female and were called Eden. Eden is the term for monkey. The male Eden went to live on earth with Orunmila. Because of his appearance, he lived amongst the animal kingdom. The male Eden became a priest of Ifa, high priest. The male Eden holds the open Ifa divination tray, while the female Eden, Odu, Mayat, holds the sacred calabash of existence Igba Iwa Odu. We thus have the sacred monkey being an assistant to the deity of divine wisdom in Yoruba, a sacred monkey being an assistant to the high priest who invokes the deity of divine wisdom in Akan, and the sacred monkey being an assistant to the deity of wisdom, who is the high priest, Tehuti, in Kemet. This is the same ancestral religion, the unbroken living tradition, with the same deities. One of the titles of the monkey Anan, is Up Ma, Judge Ma, however his primary title is Ma. Ma is the counterpart of Mayat. They regulate divine law and balance in creation. In the papyrus of Hunnefer, we see that Mayat, the female deity of divine law and balance, is sitting atop the equilibrium point on the Makat scales of divine balance. The deceased person's heart is being weighed against the feather of Mayat to see if it is light enough, not weighted down by disorder, to balance out the feather. If it does balance out feather, the spirit of the person can pass on to the ancestral realm to live in peace, after a subsequent trial with the deity Ma. Related image. Image result for weighing of the heart, late period papyrus. In the papyrus of Ani, we find that it is the male deity Ma, also called up Ma and An, in the form of his sacred animal totem, the monkey, who sits atop the equilibrium point on the scales. Related image. Related image. In the late period papyrus and in the tomb of Pon-Entwi below, we also see the Netoro Ma in the form of up Ma working in concert with Tehuti and sitting atop the scales on the equilibrium point. Image result for weighing of the heart ceremony. Weighing of the heart of the deceased against the feather of Mayad. What is important to understand is that the role of Ma in divination and his role in creation in relation to Tehuti is demonstrated in the Nefer Renpet stela can only be understood in our ancestral religious context. This is because we have a living tradition. In the Akan tradition, we have not only the cosmological and ritual manifestation but also the linguistic evidence. Kamati in Akan terms. Ka, soul, divine consciousness. Kara, Kra, soul, divine consciousness. Ba, spirit, divine living energy. Bara, Bra, spirit, divine living energy. Ma, divine law. Mara, MMRA, divine law. As we can see, the terms for soul, divine consciousness, spirit and law are the same terms in Kamat as they are in Akan. The era, added to the roots of each term in Akan, functions as an emphatic particle, like an exclamation point. An example being, ba meaning come, and the emphatic version, bara, bra, meaning come. It is exclamatory. This is key to understand because while the male and female forces of divine wisdom are Tehuti and Seshat, those who are spokespersons for the Supreme Being, their divine declarations are codified into law by the male and female deities of divine law and balance. The Netoro and Netorit of divine law and balance are Ma and Mayat. The term Mara, Ma, Ra, meaning law, in Akan is the same term Ma meaning law in Kamat. This is precisely why the monkey holding the divination bowl for the Obosumpho, high priest, representative of Tehuti, in Akan is named Mara. In the Balay dialect it can also be pronounced Mbara. The word Mara in the Asante Akan dialect is also pronounced Mbara in the Akwamu Akan dialect. Related image. Image result for Balay monkey figure. Image result for Balay monkey figure. Ma and variations of Mara, Mbara, Ma. This is the exact same deity with the exact same name executing the exact same function in both cultures, ancient and contemporary. It is also very important to understand that the Akan ancestral religion maintained in the blood circles of Akan people in North America for over 300 years is called hoodoo. In the hoodoo religion, we continue to have this Mara, Ma, sculpture, figure, typically wood, clay or fabric, on our shrines next to or holding our vessels of divination, Adabisa, which includes water gazing, peering into the gateway, water to the spirit realm for direction from our Abosam and Nananam and Samanfo, deities and honored ancestral spirits. We know exactly who Ma and Mayat are, for we communicate directly with them via spirit possession and spirit communication, including divination, on a regular basis. We know the distinctions between Ma and Tehuti, Mayad and Seshat. https://scontent-id.net/b/t34.18173-12/2655293107231_408509710_n.jpg. _NC_CAT equals 0 and O equals D56775527822DCE D6074E6A9 BA 6C346E and OE equals 5B5758CD. https://scontent-id3-1.xx.fbcdn.net/b/t34.18173-12/266382979_n.jpg. _NC_CAT equals 0 and O equals off of 563E7C0B239DFA 44006B60AAE 64D and OE equals 5B576984. Image result for Balay monkey figure. The variance of the baboon with the vessel as well as the vessel containing the eye of Heru confirms the divinatory function. Egyptologists and black scholars who follow white Egyptologists often make the mistake of assuming that the baboon represents only Tehuti in these representations in papyri. While Tehuti can use the baboon as an animal totem, Akinaboa, in these specific instances we are dealing with two different Natoro deities, Tehuti and Maa. We invoke them by the same names for the same ritual functions today in West Africa, Africa, and in North America in Hoodoo, just as our ancestresses and ancestors did thousands of years ago in Canada and Kemet. We address the cosmological functions of the male deity Maa in relationship to the female deity Mayad in our 5-part blog talk radio series, which can be found on our youtube.com/Adwairafo channel. Copyright by Adwairafo Kwesi Ra Neham Patak and 13017, 2017. www.adwairafo.com. See our related book, Hoodoo People, Aforkanu, Afurate Kaitnut, Africans, in North America, Akan Custodians of Hoodoo from Ancient Hoodoo, Udunu Land, Kanat, Nubia. Maa, Male Natoro, Deity, of Divine Law and Balance, series. We examine the nature, identity and function of Maa in our groundbreaking 5-part series. See the videos from our 5-part blog talk radio series on our YouTube channel. www.youtube.com/Adwairafo. Order our 28 books for detailed information from our NHOMA publications page on our website. www.adwairafo.com. The Natoro, God, Maa and his relationship to the Natorit goddess, Mayat. Maa, male deity of divine law and balance PT. 1. Eradicating male emotional instability. Maa, male deity of divine law and balance PT. 2. Cosmology of judgment, divination. Maa, male deity of divine law and balance PT. 3. Cosmology of law. Mayad and Maa, Amawi and Amazu, deities of divine law and balance in Kemet and Akan. See our related book. www.adwairafo.com/noma.html